Hello everyone, welcome. It's been a long time since I posted a video up on Facebook in this style, so I'm really excited. I just felt compelled to do a video today. It's going to be a guided meditation, primarily just on relaxing ourselves. And I'm doing this mostly because of just a lot of things that are going on in the world right now, especially with COVID, and it really elevates us, our fear, and rightfully so. People are dying from this disease, so it's a scary thing. So, but when we're living in a state of fear all the time, when we're constantly checking the updates and how many cases there are and everything's shutting down, all this stuff is happening. It's that in itself is bad for our immune system. Science has shown this over and over and over, that if we are constantly in a state of fear, so many negative things are happening inside of our body. And fear is a natural thing to have, but constant fear is not a healthy thing. I also got a little bit of background music going just to make it a little calm and relaxing. But today's meditation is going to be just about disconnecting from all that stuff for 15, 20 minutes, whatever it is, however long we go here. There's nothing wrong with you for being scared right now. Like I said, it's normal to feel that way. Why wouldn't you, It'd be almost weird if you weren't in some way. But with that said, we need to let go sometimes, even if we come back. And, it's important to disconnect from the narrative and everything that's going on out there for you. If you're worried and you want to be safe and healthy, this is very important part of you being safe and healthy. When we're in a constant state of fear, our body just doesn't function properly. We don't think properly. Our digestion changes, our heart rate changes, the neurochemicals in our brain change, the cortisol levels in our body change. And with all that stuff elevated for too long, it's not good for us. But the secret trick, is that this is honestly, I think, one of the most secret tricks in life, and it kind of comes from a dualistic perspective. We need to acknowledge things. We need to acknowledge the fear. We need to acknowledge threats. We need to acknowledge problems. But we also need to somehow not obsess about them, because it's the obsession that becomes dangerous and that changes us negatively on the inside. And this goes for everything. I'm not talking about just COVID, but I don't know, you got any type of illness, or you realize, oh my God, I have this pattern, okay? Like from childhood, I've been doing this because of this. I have this trauma from my childhood. And we need to acknowledge that because it's real. We need to accept reality and that this is a real thing. However, if we obsess about it, then it's only going to feed that thing, if that makes any sense, Imagine our thoughts and feelings and our worries like a life force. The more we feed that life force, the stronger and stronger it gets. So the secret trick is to know what's going on, but trying not to feed it. Trying not to ignore it, but trying not to feed it. And nobody's perfect at this, so this is a practice. So don't worry about it. If you're a worrier, don't worry about it. No, it's easier said than done. But the trick is to just always just kind of check yourself. Am I worrying about this? Okay, that's the trick. Don't worry about worrying, because when you worry about worrying, then you're feeding it, It's just about catching yourself in those moments. And that's really hard to do. And that's why I wanted to do this meditation today. All about just letting ourselves take 5, 10, 15 minutes, even just 30 seconds, to just take a moment to breathe and relax. Even if you go right back to the worries, because it's a worrisome time right now. That 30 seconds or whatever it is will be so helpful for your immune system, for your brain, for your body. And I think, myself included, when it comes to all this stuff, we expect ourselves to be perfect. And we expect to not worry. We expect to shut our thoughts off, shut our feelings off. But that's sometimes an unrealistic perspective to have. So let's be gentle on ourselves here today. Be gentle on ourselves as often as we can. And by being gentle, By coming from a place of love and acceptance, these changes, calming down, becomes much easier. So we'll do a little guided meditation here. Anybody can do this, doesn't matter who you are. It's very important though, if you haven't explored yourself in any way in meditation, just be aware. Emotional things can pop up. So I'll encourage everyone who wants to participate. You're in control of this process. You can stop it at any time when you want to. So it should be a relaxing, calming thing. Sometimes people get a little overwhelmed in there. So just go with your flow, who you are today. This is impossible to do wrong. Little bits of music will be playing in the background. I'm just using it to sort of cancel out extra distractions in the house because there's people around and things like that. And we'll use the music to help us relax. So I'm going to take my glasses off here. Get yourself in a comfy position, either sitting or laying down. If you're going to lay down, don't prop your head up with a bunch of pillows if you can. We want our head, neck, chest, belly, back to be relatively straight. The good thing about laying down is you can keep your waist and legs straight too, like a nice flat line. The only thing about laying down is you're prone to fall asleep, so just be aware of that. Sitting up nice and straight, use your back support if you need to. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. First off, we'll just make a mental decision. Let's choose to be here in this meditation. We're setting the intention to be here. Mentally, emotionally, and physically. Spiritually, or whatever it is too that you believe. Even though we set that intention, we'll probably still get distracted by thoughts and feelings and what we got to do later today. That's normal. This is the secret trick of life. We're aware that we'll get distracted, but not obsessing about it, because that'll take us away. It's the obsession, the worry about the worry is what'll get us. Just begin taking a few deep breaths, and if you feel comfortable, have a nice exhale like I just did there. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Emphasizing release, letting go on the exhale. Feels good. You'd be amazed about how much tension you're probably carrying inside yourself right now if you don't check in, myself included. This meditation is just as much for me as it is for you. Very good. Now let's just begin breathing and noticing the flow of the air coming in the nose. Notice that as you breathe in, the air feels a little cool in the nostrils. As you breathe out, the air feels warm in the nostrils. You can use your mouth in the breath if you need to. Just notice the temperature shift of the cool air flowing in and the warm air flowing out. So we're just giving our awareness something to focus on, and right now it's focusing on the breath. Notice when it gets distracted by something, a thought or feeling. It's normal to get distracted. Remember, we're not going to worry about that. And just choose and come back to your breath. Breathing a little deeper than normal. But not straining the breath in any way. And we hear the sound of the music pulling our awareness there. And we'll just use the music as another tool to help us relax. The less we fight in here, the less we restrict, the easier this all becomes. The less we worry about worrying, the easier this comes. And if we worry, the trick is to be like, okay, I'm worrying, that's fine. Coming back to my breath. Not ignoring it, not shutting it down, not obsessing about it. Just breathing in, breathing out. Very good. Trying to have an equal part inhale to exhale. So if you breathe in for 3 seconds, you want to exhale for about 3 seconds. And all the chaos in the world right now, finding some stability with our breath. You're in control of this whole process. Giving ourselves permission, consent to relax on the exhale. Giving ourselves permission to let go of our day on the exhale. Giving ourselves permission to let go of our responsibilities on the exhale. Giving ourselves permission to let go of our fear on the exhale. And remember, this is impossible to do wrong. So even if you do have a little fear, a little worry, or thinking about your day, that's normal. Just acknowledge it. Come back to your breath. Come back to the sound of the music, guiding you and relaxing you. And as you take your next inhale, let's notice our chest rise. And as we exhale, just feel a bit of calmness in the chest. As we exhale, just spreading this sort of calmness down to our bellies. Spreading out to our arms and fingers. Spreading to our backs, our skin, into our groin and bum, into our thighs. Down into our knees, lower legs and feet. Just inviting this to happen, folks, not forcing it. Inviting the calm relaxation into our throat and neck, into our face, head, even into our brain. Even though the brain might go a mile a minute, let's invite it to relax. Top of our head, even our internal organs, inviting them to relax to an appropriate level. Very good. Tune back into the cycle of the breath, going in and out. I like to call our breath an anchor. We sort of anchor ourselves there. If we get too distracted, come back to your breath. And what we're going to do now is a bit of a grounding practice. So grounding is all about just settling down, connecting to the ground, essentially. So if you're sitting like I am, let's pay attention to our bum and the connection it has to the seat. If you're laying down, pay attention to your back and the back of your body as it connects to the bed or whatever it is you're laying upon. If you're able and you're sitting and your feet are touching the ground, also pay attention to your feet as they touch the floor below you. The logical mind might say, I don't know how to do this. It's okay, logical mind. We're just going to do it anyway. It's your body. It's alive. Let's listen to it. A trick to help is imagine that when you inhale, the breath guides your awareness into your bum and your feet, or the back of your body if you're laying down. Even imagine and just sort of feel gravity pulling down your shoulders, pulling you down into your seat, pulling your feet down into the ground. This is a very safe and comforting feeling. Making your body feel heavy. And as we relax here and go deeper, we're still awake and aware, not falling asleep here. It's almost like if you could imagine like a mist or a fog that's up in the air and it's settling down to the ground. Like when you see a fog just above the grass or something like that. It's like our energy and awareness is just settling down, one breath at a time. Letting go more and more, one exhale at a time. We'll invite a bit of visualization here. And just pretend and work with this. If the logical mind judges, that's fine. Remember, the trick is to say, okay, being judgmental, not a big deal. Let's do it anyway. Imagine our feet growing roots down into the earth, like a big tree. Imagine a big tree penetrating into the earth with its roots. Imagine your own sort of imaginary, energetic roots connecting here to the earth. You know, we're visualizing this, yet at the same time, see if you can feel it. Imagine digging into the dirt, spreading roots thicker into the soil, deep down, maybe wrapping around big rocks or boulders that are there. Feeling very solid, very grounded. The temperature is winter here in Nova Scotia, but in our meditation, as we ground, the temperature of the earth, very comforting temperature for you. And as we're here, as we exhale, just hang out here with this little bit of a tree metaphor with these roots. As we exhale, release any little bits of extra tension, extra fear you might carry through your roots into the earth. The earth accepts you as you are. The earth is your mother. Provides for you, cares for you, nurtures you. Like a good mother, she'll help take this energy, break it down, and help you release it. And even though we don't know what's going on in the world or what the future has in store right now for us, trusting in the earth, trusting in Mother Nature, releasing our worry as best we can. We still got to do what we need to do to be safe, but having faith and trusting. We're a very resilient species. We've gone through a lot. This earth has gone through a lot. We'll get through this too, whatever that looks like in the end. Trusting in that as best we can. Just hang out here with your roots, with your breath for a few more moments. Not too much longer here, folks. Every cell in your body calmer than what it was at the start. Every muscle, every organ, your skin, your bones, your brain, all on the same page. Just a moment, I'll begin counting from 1 to 5. And when I get to 5, we can all open our eyes back. Beginning with 1, coming back more and more. 2, coming back more and more. Taking this calm, relaxed feeling with us though. 3, to sort of find some gentle movements in the body, the arms and the legs, maybe wiggling the fingers and toes. 4, taking a nice deep breath. And And 5, gently opening the eyes, coming back into the room. Notice, even though we're back and sort of out of the meditation, we can still take this calm feeling with us. I still feel much calmer now than when we first started. And, you know, it's so important. We're so prompted with doing this, to make sure we're all safe. And it creates a sense of fear. And again, fear isn't necessarily bad, but it's bad when it's all we feel. And it is damaging to our health. Like, it's scientifically proven. Like, look it up. So it's so important to take these times to decompress every once in a while. We might go right back at it, you know? And we might have felt fear that whole time in the meditation. I don't know. You didn't do it wrong. There's no wrong way. It's a practice sometimes, right? You're retraining the body and the system in there to feel something different. And sometimes that takes time. Sometimes that takes repetition. Maybe you got there today. Maybe you just had a little moment, 30 seconds in there. All that is worth it, folks. And we're so worried about trying to do what's right for everybody, but we got to worry about what's right for us in the moment. And we'll function so much better if we take care of ourselves in this way. Myself included, you know, as someone who teaches this stuff, it's like, oh, do the thing, right? You know? So this was really helpful for me today, to just be here with you, to relax and meditate. And as you go about your day, you know, your week, I'm going to be posting more of these things, but we don't need to sit here for half hour, you know. We meditated for, I guess, about 20 minutes or so. Just find your breath for a couple minutes. Feel your feet. Sit down, lay on the floor. When we're worried, we're up here, our energy's up here, focus on the thoughts. Oh my God, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta go here, I'm worried about this. The old brain, the trick about it is not to try to stop it, it's try to get out of it a little bit. Go down and just settle that energy down. You'll notice it wants to go back up. That's okay. Just coming down. Ooh, it's like a wave. Ooh, the more we just slow down, the easier it is to get down there. And again, like I said, we might come back up here now or as the day goes by, but taking some time to let it go down, relax it. And when we breathe, you know, notice your breath when you're scared and nervous. We barely breathe at all. So by taking deep breaths here in this meditation, we're giving the body and the brain oxygen. And you know, our brain, I think, uses 20 to 30% of our oxygen, most of it. So maybe more, I'm not sure. Our brain needs oxygen to function. So when we're not breathing, the brain's not working right, nothing's working as good as it can be. So just breathing in itself, taking a few deep breaths helps you. And there's a neurological connection. There's a neuronal connection that goes to the brain. It measures how big our lungs get. We get a big, deep breath, we get nice big lungs. And when that signal sends, our lungs are nice and big to our brain, we must be safe because we're sitting here breathing deeply. If we weren't safe, we wouldn't be. So there's a trick. Just by taking some deep breaths, tells our brain we're safe. So practicing feeling that is very, very important. And I just wanted to share this with you today. I love you all so much. If you want to check out some more of my guided meditations and content, I have my website up, which is really exciting. I'll be posting more stuff about this, but you can go to www.granthatcher.com to check out my website. And if you ever want to work with me one-on-one, always open to that as well. Love you all so much. Stay safe. Take care. Take care of you. You deserve it. Bye-bye.